Item 4 is a letter from E. Diamond, which is New York State Department of Financial Services, for an update on 9690 Trevitt Road. Item number 5 is a letter from Jessica Uhas requesting appointment to the planning board. That item, just for the record, has been referred to the planning board for the review and recommendation to the town board. Item 6 is a notice from the Erie County Water Authority regarding the water service disruption on October 4th, 2023, tonight, in case you happen to be one of those residents affected today. Item 7 is a application for use of meeting facility for the town of Boston EMS. And item 8 is an application for use of meeting facility for the Boston Democratic Social Club. Item number 9 is an application for use of meeting facility from Legislator Mills for our annual heat event that his staff holds here. Item 10 is an application for use of meeting facility for the early elementary South Towns homeschoolers, and they added an additional date for 2023. Item 11 is an application for use of meeting facility, which is an early elementary South Towns homeschoolers for 2024. Item 12 is an application for use of meeting facility for Girl Scout Troop 37415. Item 13 is the 2024 tentative budget, and item 14 is the 2024 tentative budget summary sheet. Again, all those items have been received and filed in the town clerk's office. So we'll move on to item number 4, which is our new business. Item number 1 is requests or any comments from the floor. So I will open up the floor. If there's any comments, please come up to the microphone, state your name, address. You have 3 minutes each. The floor is open.
Wendy O'Brien, 4718 North Boston Road. Since you brought up the letter or whatever it was from the county on ambulance, I wasn't going to say anything, but I will. That is a good first step. It's not 24/7 like it was put out. It's not 24/7. They're also not necessarily going to help on the first or the second call out. They are limiting what kind of calls they do. They are also getting reimbursed so that they can recoup some of their costs. Boston Emergency Squad is also working on getting reimbursed so that we can recoup some of our costs. Our costs have gone up astronomically with legal fees. We have to pay for our medical director, we have insurance, we have our supplies have gone up at least a third, doubled. Some of them are crazy. And we have a lot of mandates. So I just want to say the county thing is a good tiny first step, and Greg Gill did say that it's going to take them at least 2.5 years before they start recouping costs. So if Little Boston Emergency Squad is dealing with a lot of Medicare patients, we will probably never recoup costs, but it is a step. It is a step if we want to keep community-based ambulance service in town. If we don't want to keep community-based ambulance service in town until the county eventually takes over, you know, what's going to happen, is you will be looking at an AMR or some other kind of ambulance, which is not community-based, which will be a lot more expensive. When we looked at this, we looked at Eden, we looked at North Collins, we looked at Hamburg, we looked at Lakeview, we looked at places around us, and Mike had given me a place to talk to, which was in a more financially abundant place. We are not that. We are what we are surrounded with. So I just want to say that when you do third-party billing, which is not a term that people like, we are just trying to recoup costs from those that are using our service, and we appreciate any cooperation we can get with it.
Thank you. Okay, with no other comments, I'll close the floor. Item 2 under new business tonight is to schedule a public hearing for the 2024 tentative budget. So I'll take that item as the supervisor. So I'd like to schedule a public hearing for the 2024 tentative budget, October 18th, 2023 at 7:30. Madam Clerk, I'm just going to change, it says 7:30, I'm going to change it to 7:35, just so we have the time to do the pledge and the opening prayer. So I'd like to schedule that public hearing at 7:35 PM, October 18th, 2023.
Did you make a motion?
Oh, I'm sorry, I think the motion to schedule that public hearing.
Second.
7:35.
Thank you. Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukascik?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item 3 is to schedule another public hearing for the Federal Community Development Block Grant. This is the Community Development Block Grant funds. And Councilwoman Sully, would you like to take that item tonight?
So what is the date that we're going to, I'm sorry.
October 18th.
Okay.
Yep.
I'd like to make a motion to schedule a public hearing for October 18th. And it would be right after the other public hearing, depending on how long it takes. So I'd like to make that motion.
I'll second.
So we can just simply say following the
If
tentative
you'd like to read the
budget.
public hearing, you're certainly welcome to.
Hmm?
Yes, if you-
Yeah.
Is that what you say your question?
Okay.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukascik?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 4 tonight is Resolution 2023-77, unpaid water bills. Councilman Cardini, would you mind taking that item tonight?
I'd like to make a motion for resolution number 2023-77 for unpaid water bills. Unpaid water bills may be collected using the method of enforcement and collection of unpaid town taxes or assessments for special improvements. The town board hereby requests that the Boston Assessor and Erie County Finance Department place the following unpaid water bills on the 2024 tax roll. $15.82 for 7659 Boston State Road, $244.59 for 8058 Boston State Road, $834.28 for 7026 Liebler Road, $856.27 for 7096 Boston Colden Road, and 5859 for 6193 Ward Road, and $111.81 for 6551 Ward Road. Motion's on the table.
I will second that.
Okay. Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukascik?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item 5 tonight under new business is to appoint an assistant to code enforcement. And Councilwoman Lukascik, would you like to take that item?
I would love to. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The town board has discussed and approved Lisa Ushut. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Ushut. As assistant to code enforcement. This is a part-time position at $18.97 per hour. And look forward to working with Miss Lisa.
I will second that.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukascik?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, and moving on to old business tonight, we have one item, and Council, we are keeping this open, continued, correct? Waiting the response?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor, the applicant has requested that the board continue the public hearing until its next meeting in order to allow time for them to be present in person and to submit their written response to the comments made on September 20th.
Yep, okay. So I'd like to make a motion to keep that special hearing open under old business tonight.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukascik?
Yes, and for everyone, this is the special use permit filling station at 7072 Boston State Road.
Mr. Chairman, it would be proper to ask if anyone in the audience was intending to speak on
Sure.
the matter tonight
Okay.
as well.
Yeah, is anyone here that would like to speak regarding the filling station that's at Boston State Road? Floor is open. All right, but no comment? Floor is closed.
And then it's motion carried.
Motion carried, Tim. All right, that is all we have under old business, reports and presentations. Highway Superintendent, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you. October brush pickup is going on, probably one more week, and we should have pretty much the whole town done. The valley's pretty much done now, but we got each hill to do, so that'll probably take us at least another week. And after that, the way it looks, leaves are coming down really early this year. As soon as brush pickup is over, probably, we're not gonna start picking up leaves for probably another week or two, because we're not just gonna run all over looking for a pile here and there. It's gonna have to be, like, more leaves out than a few piles. But, we're looking for people to take the leaves. The past years, I've been taking them to my place, with the board's approval. So if the board's okay with it, we'll take the leaves to my place. If we're not okay with it, we can take them to Town of Orchard Park, their composting facility. I called them. They want $7,000 for the town of Boston to dump their leaves there per year. So all I asked for is a couple loads of the street sweeping spoils that we got down at the highway department. That's, there's stone or sticks or leaves. It's just street sweeping stuff. So if the board's okay with me getting a couple loads of that for my driveway where I dump the leaves back there, I'd be glad to take them another year. But sooner or later, we gotta find other places to take them, because I'm not gonna be here forever taking the town's leaves. So, hopefully somebody else might wanna make a lot of money and take the leaves, but that's a money maker. So, that's all I have tonight. That's all I have.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Bob, we'll get something together for you, for the 18th meeting.
Like I said, it's probably gonna be a week or two before we start picking up
Yeah,
leaves.
we'll get that all taken care of for you.
Thank
Yep,
you.
you bet. And Councilwoman Selby, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I'd like to thank Lisa Uschel and welcome her to Town of Boston as Assistant Code Enforcement Officer. I'm sure our code officer will be greatly encouraged with some help, needed help in that office. So very happy to see that position being filled, and I think she has a great lot of experience that she can bring to that office. In addition to that, I wanted to just remind everybody that a week from today, October 11th at 7 p.m., our town bookkeeper does a fantastic budget presentation downstairs in the community room. She does a PowerPoint presentation, and it's very informative. She works really hard, and just want to remind everybody that's, very, very good knowledge to know where your taxpayer dollars are being spent, and it's near and dear to my heart, so I'm going to be there, so hopefully you all can come. That's all I have for tonight, so thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilman Carter Keating, you have the floor.
Thank you Supervisor Keating. I'd like to take a moment to thank Jessica Blasey with Boston Youth Soccer, Bill Frischella with the Boston Patriots football, as well as Mike Bellegama for the Southtown Slammers. We've been working to hammer out a workable solution to some of the increased cost associated with youth sports, and I believe we have a really solid agreement to move forward and keep youth sports affordable and accessible in the town of Boston. I know there was a lot of work that went into that, a lot of time. I just want to thank those entities. That's all I have tonight.
All right, thank you very much. Councilwoman Lukaszek, you have the floor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Supervisor. First and foremost, the Town Planning Board will be meeting on October 10th at 7:30. The agenda is out, and the Town Comprehensive Plan is also, the steering meeting, committee meeting is every third Monday. I believe this time, though, it's going to be at 4:30.
That's correct.
So I just wanted to let folks know that. And welcome aboard, Lisa Uschel. Was that right or not?
Uschel, that's okay.
Okay, what he said.
She'll forgive you. She's a nice person.
Wanted to welcome her aboard, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, you have the floor.
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. Yesterday's blood drive, sponsored by Connect Life, 20 units were collected, which helped save the lives of 60 local patients. The next blood drive will be Election Day, November 7th. That is 2 to 7 p.m. And rather than taking place in the community room, it will be held right here in the courtroom. School taxes are due Monday, October 16th, so please check your school tax bill to see who your collector is. I've had some residents stop in wanting to leave their tax bill with me, but please check your tax bill. Just, you're reading it to see how much you owe, check to see who you're supposed to make the check out to, and then go to that location. It'll be for Hamburg Schools, Springville, Eden, and Orchard Park. And we were able to confirm a date for the HEAP outreach for residents in town and anyone else who would be interested in applying for HEAP. That will be here Tuesday, December 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. right here in the courtroom. A snow or rain date will be the following Tuesday, but we have the neighboring towns are trying to set up their HEAP outreaches, consecutively. So if a resident cannot make it to the Boston outreach, the neighboring communities will also be holding theirs. And that is all I have. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Madam Clerk, am I correct that regarding the school tax, that also has to have a postmark on it, correct?
Yes.
I just know that was a technicality that you and I had dealt with the situation on, I guess, for the public knowledge, that if you're not aware, if you were to place something in our Dropbox out in front of the town hall, we, respectfully, none of us are here for whatever the reason is, it has to be postmarked. That's actually a matter of a state law.
Right, it would need to be hand canceled
Yeah, cancel, that's the term.
at the
Yes.
post office, bearing a date of October 16th. So if it ends up in my Dropbox here, and it will be late, I'm not the collector, and I do forward those to the collectors, but I date stamp them with my own town clerk stamp.
All right.
Thank you.
You'll be most welcome. Yeah, this is something we dealt with before, just want to make sure that, try to keep it easy on everyone. So, got a few things to update on. Actually, our town historian, he is currently working on, with the Pomeroy Foundation, the grant writer for applying for 2 additional grants for historical markers. If the community has seen the the relatively new marker that the highway staff had put in for us down at the intersection of Herman Hill, Boston State, and then Zimmerman, right there by True Colors, that's one of the new markers. So we're looking at updating the ones for the fire hall and others throughout the community. There's actually a couple other new ones. I won't take away any thunder, but there's some other ideas out here. So we're trying to update those markers throughout the community because some of them are just past the restoration stage. So keep an eye out for those as we move forward. As Councilwoman Lukashek has stated, we do have the comprehensive plan meeting. I won't elaborate too far on that, but please engage. Everyone's heard me say this at every meeting. We are looking for the public feedback. There's a lot of people in the outreach committee that are reaching out. We had some good dialogue with actually the Boys and Girls Club of Boston. They're going to be doing reach out for the younger age groups. Then also we're working. There's going to be a letter going out very soon to all business owners and then also agricultural district owners looking for feedback. So those documents will be going out in the mail probably within the next, I'd say, roughly week, depending on how quickly we can get them finalized and into the mail. But please keep an eye out for those, and then also please turn them back in. The town board and the planning board and the comprehensive committee board are looking for this feedback. So moving right along. Councilwoman Selby touched base on the budget presentation. Please attend that. It's a great document. If you want to familiarize yourself with the format, if you go to the Town of Boston website, go into the department listing, and then if you look at bookkeeper, there's the 2023 budget presentation. It's in a PDF format, so you can look at it on your phone, your tablet, or on your computer. But it's a slide deck of roughly 123 slides off the top of my head. But we try to keep it pretty simple. Try to keep that meeting to an hour, but show the public, to Councilman Selby's point, exactly how your money is being spent, how to look at your tax bill. There's been some conversation, I guess I'll say, in the community about Boston taxes are high, and if you look at your bill, the fact is Boston is the 6th lowest town in all of Erie County for taxes. If you remove Sardinia, because they have no town tax, because they have a solid waste dump in their backyard, they get paid for that, but they don't have a town tax. So we're actually at the 5th, if you really want to get into the semantics of it all. But anyway, the town board does a great job with that, and I echo Councilman Selby's comments there. It's a great presentation. The bookkeeper for the town works really hard on that, and again, it's very informative. I do look forward to working with Lisa, the assistant to code. The code enforcement office is, to say they're full tilt is an understatement. There's a lot of things going on in the town. Of course, we've got the cluster subdivision going on, potential fueling station. There's a lot going on. So, the right thing to do is get some help in that office. Definitely look forward to Lisa. She has an extensive background knowledge. She once was a code enforcement officer. So who knows, we'll see if that, we'll plant the seed and see if that grows into something more for the community. But I think she'll be a huge asset to the team here at the town. The ambulance, the county ambulance service, I'll touch base on that as well. I learned a lot. For those of you that may or may not have seen on the news, myself and other supervisors that are in the contiguous area of where this proposed county service is, we were there present. We actually learned a lot that was there. A lot of things that were not discussed before. There was a meeting with Greg Gill and some of his staff with the supervisor. There's a supervisor forum that happens once a month. And so a lot of things have been drawn out. There's been more, I guess I'll call more explanation and transparency of what's going on there. But in our community, again, we take the reports that show up in the board meeting correspondence show that the emergency squad, our residents, our volunteers take over 700 calls a year. That's a lot, and it's a volunteer organization. I've been graciously invited every year to their installation dinner. That's a core group of people that do that, and that can be even said for our firefighters too. So there's a lot going on there, and we'll see how that shakes out. But again, this is kind of a preliminary. There's a billing component to that, as the resident stated just a few moments ago. That's just kind of sadly the world that we're in. Fire companies can bill, technically speaking, now. So I don't like it more than others, but this is the world we are. Costs, mandates, other things. It's a cost of doing business. So if anybody has any questions, any information I have, I'm always happy to pass along. I've always tried to include the information in the board packet, and we'll see what happens with the county. But they are looking at roughly a 2-year window before the initial seed money to start this up came from the federal funds that were given to the county for the American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA funds. That's the money that started this up, and then we'll see how that billing goes. I think that's going to be a big determining factor, how long the longevity of this program exists. Because again, Medicaid, Medicare, the reimbursement is quite frankly next to nothing. Or if you have the lift assist. So there's a lot of semantics here, and I won't ramble on, but there's a lot to this, and I hope it's successful because it's something that could help, but it'll be determined based off of run cards and many other conversations down the road. The other thing I just wanted to bring up is the Erie County Parks Commissioner, Troy Schnitzel, if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. They made the town aware that they're going to be doing some work up in the Boston Forest. So that's right off of Rice Road. And what they're going to be doing is putting in a culvert, expanding the parking area, making it ADA accessible. Should be a really nice thing for our community. And if you've been up there, we were kind of talking about this downstairs. There's a lot of mud up there. You're going to be battling Mother Nature no matter what they do, but it's a step in the right direction. So hopefully it's something that benefits our community because it is within our 36-quarter-mile footprint, and it's nice to see the county taking a little bit of action on that area. Schnitzel, thank you. Schnitzel, thank you very much. I got it. And the last thing I have for tonight is the town will be soon posting, in the very near future, an assistant to nutrition program. There is a congregate dining program here at the town of Boston. Serves lunch to our senior community every day. It's a great group. I attend it when I can. I pop in and say hi, but again, we're looking for some help down there too. That's a program that's it's not only is it growing, but also there's some change going on down there. So there will be a position, a part-time position. So if anyone in the audience, or since anybody watching at home on the video happens to know anyone that's interested, keep an eye out for that, and please submit a letter of interest and a resume to the town for that position. And with that, I will make a motion to end the meeting at 8 o'clock.
Second.
Councilman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Keating?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lichtenstein?
Yes.
Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.